Jai Shri Mataji. Very good morning to everyone. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan. Let us recite Shri Ganesh Mantra.
साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
Let us bring our attention in our Sahasrara. Shri Mataji, we humbly request you to come in our Sahasrara. Shri Mataji, kindly bless us with a state of complete silence. In this state, let us now listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
So we are in the center. We are the people who have ascended to God's level. We have no business to have left Vishuddhi on any point. We have no ego. Where is the ego? It's finished. Where is the superego? Finished. So if there is even a lurking thing of that, you just face up to it. Why do you feel guilty? For what? Nonsense. And that's how you get rid of it. Because I've seen with Sahajogis also, suddenly their nose will blow out, their eyes will come out, suddenly they'll talk like this, and I get a fright. I said, what's the matter? He was a normal person, why is he talking like this now? The reason is that hidden ego suddenly jumps up and shows. It's with many Indians also, those who are city dwellers are horribly egoistical. You have blessed them as I told you, so they also behave in the same manner. But because there is tradition of keeping in the center in any country, like China has the same, I have seen China has the same. I haven't seen they ever say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And they don't even discuss. Say Russians have been so bad to them. It's all right. We tell them, we ask them, why did you cut off from the Russians? Forget it. They never criticize. Sit down, I criticize they did like this, or sulk about it, or think about nothing. Like Indians now, you will be surprised. We have a law that we are not supposed to make any films against the English. Can you imagine? Because they left our country in grace. Even Shivaji's pictures are not allowed because maybe it will show that the Muslims are bad. To that extent we go. Because forget it. When you start thinking about that person, your ego gets hit. It is an ego which is hurt. Now you can blow this balloon by two methods. Perhaps you know that. By blowing into it or removing all the air from outside. Or even by hitting. So the hurt ego is where the outside is getting vacated and the balloon is increasing. And the other ego, pumped up ego, is that when the balloon is filled with that air. Both things are just the same. I mean, the result is the same, whether you do it this way or that way. So once you understand the physical manifestation of this, not only that you develop all these diseases, but also develop a thing called lunacy at a very, very young age, because you don't know how to cope with yourself. So the best way is to, if you have done something, forgive yourself at that point. I forgave myself at this point, all right. And that, this was done because of this, all right. So I could not have done this. Never, I'm not going to do it again. Just say like that. Just absolutely neutralize. Unless and until you neutralize it, you again store it up there. That's the point. Secondly, I have to tell you that the women in the West have changed their styles, which is very, very dangerous for their society. Because they have also taken to the egoistical ways of men. So if men have gone, say, 10 feet, they have run after them again about, say, 8 feet and pulled back men even to go further than that. Now this is completely crossing your egos, because women do not have such possibility of egos normally. So competing men in ego, what you did, you have lost your complete maryadas of a woman. There's no maryada of a woman. Man has a maryada of a man. If a man starts behaving like a woman, he is not a man. In the same way, the women, if they start behaving like men, then they are no more women. They have lost their maryadas. They are out. So they get possessed. And that's why women, when they are egoistical, they become horrid. Their faces become horrid. They look horrid. Their whole behavior is horrid. They can become dry like bean sticks, you see, and could be so hard as to hit you like an iron rod. They say the lady with the iron rod in her hand. All this happens because we have a maryada. We are the style as we are. If it's a rose, it's a rose. Be happy that you are a flower of rose. Now the rose wants to become the thorn. So we lose all our maryadas. Today I will be speaking to you before we start this here, when the people are coming before that, to the ladies and tell them what's gone wrong with them. And that is how you must know that the plight of the West is not by men but by women. Women have ruined the society of Western society. It's the Indian women who have kept the society intact. All my really thanks to their solid behavior towards life. It is the women of this country who have ruined all that was so delicate, emotional, beautiful, love, affection, compassion. Women are there to give joy and happiness and emotional security to the whole society. While they take over, do this, give that, do that. Even the husbands have become just like servants in the house. You haven't done the cleaning properly, you haven't cleaned the kitchen properly. I went to England, I was surprised, all kitchen cleaning and all that is so well done in England. You see, you have everything for cleaning this, cleaning that. I said, why it has happened? It's the men, you see, they had to do it, so they found out all the ways and methods. Has to be sparkling, all right. Sparkling you want, I'll get you such a thing that if you put in your hand will burn. All the acid is put everywhere. With a big glove in the hand, put it everywhere, right? And everything gets on. Then the children, you see, suffer. Because that's the job of a gardener. Beautiful things that are born to be looked after with that kindness. But you overindulge into your children in the beginning. A mother is like a gardener. She has to prune also. She has to cut also. So the growth is all right. If your child is spoiled, you are no good a mother, useless you are. But you groom your husband, not your children. Just the other way around. Because ego is towards your husband, all the time grooming. Sit here, go there, what this, money, business, give me all the money, I keep all the money, everything. Now one may say that the law is such. If the law is stupid, the Sahajoginis should not take to such a law. That law has ruined you all, I tell you. Because this is such an important part of life. It is such an important area of life that it should not have suffered. Where affection, love, kindness, all that is required is missing, then you become people without any meaning. Life is aimless. You don't know what to do. That's why the children commit suicide. And then the love should be such that it should be pruned. For that you must have wisdom, which also one does not develop, because if you run after your Muladhara Chakra, how can you have wisdom? Here men have befooled you completely. Completely they have befooled you. Take it from me. You must keep your wisdom intact. And not only that they have befooled you, but they themselves have stooped down to befool you. So they have their devious methods, they are not straightforward. So as Sahajogis, we are above all these things. We have reached a state where we are above. We are here for correcting all those things that have gone wrong in the society, because Sahajoga faces towards the society, not towards yourself only. So at this stage we have to understand what we have to do is, first of all, our own understanding should be such. Even now, with all this movement of Sahajoga understanding, women don't realize that they have to be like women. I have seen them. They still, what's wrong? Still go on. And men don't understand that they have to be like men, even after so many. And if they become really like men, women will appreciate them. And if you become really like women, men will appreciate you. You see, it's the opposites that attracts each other. That should be normal. But we live in abnormal way that the men are women and women are men. What do you do now? So it is very important for men to understand now, because I am going to talk to women later on, that they should become like men. They must fix up things. They must take decisions. They must be the one who must rule. But that's outward. Actually, it's the source, is the woman. The woman is the potential and man is the kinetic. For example, there is a fan moving. Movement of the fan is the kinetic force, we can say. But the potential force that is within us is the one which is the electricity which is coming from the source, which is higher. The fan that moves or the source. Let the women decide and men understand. But if that source dries out and wants to become the fan, no fan will work. Upside down situation. If you realize you are the source, you are the one who is going to give all the Shakti to men. You will stop behaving like men. It doesn't mean that you cannot go to work, you cannot do, but take to work which is more suitable to women. Like I would not like a woman to have a bus driver's job or a truck driver or wrestler. No, I'm not telling, I'm telling from experience. Once I was traveling, I was a student at that time in Lahore, you see, and I was traveling by train. And at some station, you see, the train stopped in the night. And a lady came and she said, "Open the door for me." So I said, "It's so crowded, all right, I'll try. And she said, "If you don't open, I can break it." I said, "How can you?" She said, "You don't know who I am?" I said, "Who?" She said, "I'm Hamida Bano." I said, "Who's Hamida Bano?" "The wrestler lady." "Oh, Baba." I said, "Thank God, I'll open." I said, "If you are a wrestler lady, why are you coming in the ladies' department? Why don't you go to the men's?" And she pushed the door so violently, she came up. I looked at her, I said, "Wow, what a person." And she sat down, you see, with the whole her countenance and everything, her whole gait and state of sitting, everything was so manly like that. She sat down and said, "Now come along now. Those who want to say I should not sit here." I said, "Nobody wants that. Now, madam, you sit comfortably. But we'll have to get somebody from the other compartment to have wrestling." And then she was quiet. And she was really, I saw her, all her muscles so overdeveloped, and she was really looking like, I would say, a western cow, we can say. Like the cows here look like buffaloes, not like cows. Something very funny, I cannot forget that. You see, that experience, I was very young and I was really, I didn't know, felt like laughing, but I couldn't even laugh. I thought she'll box my. So this is what it is, that we are ending up there, must know that. How far are we going? Are we going to become wrestlers? So this is what it is. One has to learn that it has been there for ages. Ages it has been there. I have seen, I've read books, some books, old books. I've seen some films also, where they have shown, even in olden times, the women used to have broom in their hand, sitting their husband sort of thing. We do have some of them, blessed in India, but there are very few women like that. Not a big number. But it may increase, God knows. See, so keep your fingers crossed. But I would say that this is what is happening. So with too much ego of men, which goes into left Shuddhi, they say not, let the women take over. It's all right, let them be satisfied. No more of their aggression. Let them have their own. So they do what they like. Men are not bothered, and they go into their left this thing. There's no enjoyment of marriage or love. So now we have yesterday the other marriage for the benefit of your children, for the goodness of them, all that. Take your rules as women and men. Your rules are as women and men, and you will see you'll enjoy it. The quarrel should be on that rule. The man wants to do something for you, should say, no, no, no. How can you do? That's too much for me. Let me do this work. As I have told you many a times, how my husband, when he gets angry, he wants to wash his undershirt, you see, to show he's angry. Or when he's very angry, then he will clean the bathroom. But he does it so badly that I know that he has done. I feel like laughing, but I dare not, because I must keep his spirit on. And then he starts talking in a very, you see, respectable way to everyone. Thou, he calls everyone thou, you see, thou. He says, thou are like that, thou are like that. So I know now he's really angry for something. But he won't say what is he angry with. See, then we have to find out what is he angry with, and if so, don't feel guilty, correct it. And then he finds, you see, there are so many ways of neutralizing the anger. The first thing that happens with ego is the anger. As yesterday you got married, you must know how to neutralize this, because still ego is there. Now to find out how to neutralize the anger of another person is a very beautiful thing, which I have never seen your writers handling, but in India we have many writers who have handled this situation. Now you must find out what are the weak points of your husband, first of all, and of your wife. On what points she get upset. Now the attitude should be, we should not upset her, we should not make her angry, and the another attitude of the wife the same way, much more for the husband. So now what are the soft points on which he really gets upset? Just study. It's very simple. I laugh at it. Don't take it seriously, but be careful to avoid that. Now also find out what makes him happy. Like if I'm really, sometimes I never get angry, as you know that, I never get angry. But if I am showing off my anger, just let it be, it's all right. Sit down. You understand, Sergio? All right. So, now how to show that, how to neutralize an anger of a person. Say now, supposing I am trying to show, if you put a child in my lap, finished, anger is gone. I cannot show anger with a child on my lap. It's simple. So you must find out, like my husband, you see, if he is angry, supposing, I know him, then if I tell him that, what about getting me a nice sari? Oh, finished. Then he is very happy. He's saying, I have done him the greatest favor. See, like that. You see, you must find out what thing pleases your husband, what thing pleases your wife, and neutralize it. And you see, little things like that you must learn. This is the art of living. This is the art of living a Sahaja life. The art of living is how with little few things, you see, how manage. Now you must have seen how in my lecture I say quite serious things, but in your bubbles of laughter, it just settles down in your mind. That's how you should do it. Because humor is one of the greatest things that puts the thing through, makes the person understand, and it doesn't harm anyone. That's how things improve. And when you see that you are settled down in peace, that's the first thing a husband and wife must do, is to settle down in peace. Children feel all right. Everyone feels all right. And then gradually let it correct. You have no responsibility of correcting each other. But if you have married somebody who is not a Sahajogini, who is horrid and all that, then the question is very different. But both are Sahajogis, married before me, should be the easiest thing to do. And protect each other. Look after each other. There should be complete confidence. And this is, we have in our country. Really, I must say, our marriage system has something special about it. What happened once I went to Singapore, you'll be surprised, in the early times. I was going to America. And there was one horrible diplomat's wife, she came drunk to the program. And she was asked to get out because she was drunk. So she informed our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi that this lady is doing this kind of work, she should not do this, she is a diplomat's wife and she is so highly placed and this and that. So Indira Gandhi, without understanding anything, told one fellow who was Haksar, who was her main person, that you go and tell Mr. Srivastav that this should not be done and she should be brought back. So the minister, you see, getting a message from Indira Gandhi means the death blow has come to the minister that time. So he sent for my husband. And he called him. And he said that we think your wife should be called back and this is what has happened. And she said, why? Why do you want to call her? She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, she doesn't do anything wrong. She's the most decent woman, she's very dignified. And she knows what she's doing good work for no money at all. She's doing nothing wrong. And if you want, I'll resign, but I'll not call her. And he got a fright of his life. Because if he resigns, who's going to do the job? So capable. Just said, I'll resign. And they were all shocked at it, you see. The way he was confident. And this I came to know through somebody else, himself, the minister, who was dead, half dead, with the message from the Prime Minister. See? And he then sent back, he also got to see within himself. He said, I know the lady very well. She's very dignified. She's a very decent lady. She's very dharmic. We shouldn't disturb her. And the fellow Haksar who had sent the message also got a shock, you see, and pushed back the shock to Indira Gandhi. Since then, she has never tried to interfere with my work. You'll be surprised. She's never tried to interfere. This is my husband's confidence in my work and understand. That we should have. You must know your wife and know your husband. They cannot do such and such thing. Same about your children. You must have full confidence in them. You must know what they are up to, how far they can. And then this confidence and inner understanding is the one road to peace, love and affection. Complete confidence into each other, wherever they may be. I can say with confidence, you send my daughters anywhere, they'll never take to a dharmic life, nor my son-in-laws, but my own daughters I can tell you. They can never think of a dharmic life, whatever you may try. It should be that confidence within you about your own children. Like they were small, very small, and the neighbors came and said that your daughters came and were using this, our garden for morning ablution. I said, what? I said, my children, even if they can go into your bathroom, you take them. I'll give you 2,000 rupees just now, right now. You just ask them to go to your bathroom. That's all. I know them too well. If somebody will say that your daughter has taken something, I know them too well. They can never touch anybody's things. I know them too well. They'll never take any obligation from anyone like that. I know them too well.
Let us recite the Mahamantras.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Thank you, Shri Mataji, for blessing us with this beautiful meditation. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini, and give ourselves a bandhan. We will continue with our morning meditation tomorrow morning, same time. Jai Shri Mataji.